634, 635, 636. Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. Honestly, I recorded this yesterday, but it's such a brighter and sunnier day today. I kind of just wanted to get the better scenery. Anywho, I started on a 600cc motorcycle. I started on a Ninja Zx6r. I love this bike, okay? And do I regret starting on a 600cc? Not at all, because I have my reasons of why I started on one. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to just share my story, and if you can relate, and if you can relate to my story, then maybe it'll answer the questions you have about starting on one. You're gonna get the long list of people that are gonna say no, don't do it. You're gonna get the long list of people that say, as long as you respect the bike, you can start on any bike. I was originally gonna start on a beginner bike until I test rode a Ninja 400 on RiderShare for an entire day. I even took that thing to work, and I realized that, okay, I can have more bike actually. The big reason why I started on the 600 was actually because I come from a manual car background, and just having a basic understanding of the clutch, using the left side of your body in a vehicle. If you understand it, cool. If not, let me explain it real quick. When you're on a motorcycle, you have to use your left hand and your left foot to pull the clutch in, shift the gear, release smoothly, and keep on going. You have to pull in the clutch when you stop, when you take off from a stop, and anytime you want to shift. Unless you have a quick shifter. Yeet! Coming from a car background and understanding the clutch, the fact that, you know, when you engage in the clutch, it disconnects the power from the engine. Something you'll learn in the MSF course as well. But that entire concept is just one less thing I have to think about while I ride. Oh, I'm coming to a stop, it's automatic in my brain, clutch. Oh, I'm taking off, ease off the clutch slowly, make sure I'm in first gear. Oh, I'm gonna shift gears, make sure I let off the throttle, engage the clutch, shift the gear, and then let off smoothly and get back on the throttle. That is just something I learned with cars already. I gotta get some gas. Can I do a little bike spinny thingy? Let's see. Yep. Little kickstand turn. This is for sure a cop next to me. He even got a little cage in the back of his, Yeah, so starting on a manual background definitely has a lot to do with my comfortability to ride my motorcycle. Another thing is patience. I ride like I drive. Safe. Aggressive enough to pass traffic, but definitely not wild. And if I do want to get wild and have my fun, I do it very secluded, or I stay away from as many people as possible. I try not to hurt anyone else or put anyone else in danger if something were to go wrong. So starting on a 600cc, for me, I will relate to cars again, is like starting on a Mustang, or maybe starting on a STI, or just a car that has more power. Obviously, you're going to be able to have more power and you can definitely let loose, but there's no reason to do that. You just have the capability of it. If you're patient and you're smart, and you just kind of wait around a little bit and ride safely, then you'll be okay. I am a very patient person. I know how to just take my time and learn. When I started off, I was very, very, very patient with my bike. Yeah, I wanted to get on and ride like every single day. You know, I was eager to go and try to learn and figure it out. But there was times where after I bought my motorcycle, I just took a week off. Like, I didn't ride at all. Like, I just gave my brain a factory reset where I just needed time to step away. I'm still brand new. Let me just give my brain time to think about how my ride went. After my MSF course, I trusted my ability and my throttle control. And I know that bigger bikes, the throttle is more responsive than 300 or 400 cc. But I was very confident in how smoothly I'm letting off, or I'm rolling on the throttle, or how smoothly I can just hold the throttle steady through a turn. This guy's like halfway over the line. He's the full car length over the line. I also started on a 600cc because specifically this bike, it has just enough tech that I need or that I wanted. It has a full power mode and a low power mode, and traction control on 1, 2, 3 are off. So in full power mode, obviously you're gonna get everything in they mama in that mode. And then in low power mode, I think it cuts it to about like 75 to 80% of like the power input, output, whichever one makes sense. And it doesn't make the throttle as responsive. So if I was beginning and I really felt like, okay, the bike's too torquey for me, I'm moving like this, you know, I'm jerking back and forth, let me throw it in low power mode. What's that called? Whiskey throttle? Because these are very powerful bikes, you know, you just got to rev them out. Or you don't have to, but these things are meant to be on the track, man, to be revved out. A little bit more story about me and why I started riding. I talked about this on my first video, but I wanted to treat myself to a motorcycle for my birthday. I've always been into them. I never had the urge to buy one. The reason why my mindset switched from a beginner bike to a 600 was because I make long commitments on my big purchases. I could have spent $5,000 buying a Ninja 400 or buying an R3, rode the bike, learned probably easier than it was to learn on this, and then traded the bike in or sold it and ended up getting something bigger. But I am not that type of person. I like to make one big purchase at a time, and I will make this thing last as long as I can. So I went with the $11,000 bike instead. And everyone's always gonna say, like, you don't want to drop this thing, you know, blah blah, it's so beautiful, it's more expensive. If I drop it, that is from my own consequence of buying a bigger, more expensive bike. But guess what, if I drop it, I'm gonna replace the fairings on the bike that I'm gonna have forever. Like, I don't understand. After breaking off from looking into beginner bikes, I was actually dead set on buying an R7. I was so sure I was going to walk away from the dealership or come home with an R7. I have an R7 little lanyard thing on my car keys because I was just anticipating stuff, or I was preparing for stuff already. I wanted the Intensity White R7, which is like the white and red. Dude, I got like a red flannel. I got some like gear that has red accents. I was so set. All I wanted to do was two things to the bike, honestly. I just wanted to lower it, and I wanted to put an exhaust on. That's it. Now, when I got this bike, it was already lowered and it had an exhaust. The R7, at the time when I was looking, I don't know, I could be wrong now, so correct me if I'm wrong, but you can only get a full exhaust system and you couldn't get any slip-ons, and I just wanted a slip-on exhaust. And then they were saying that they don't make any lowering links for the rear for the R7 either. And that bike is such a hot commodity. Like, those things are running out so fast. You just couldn't find them. Like, you had to be on like back order. Like, when I was trying to put a deposit down to just hold a bike, and I had to wait 13 spots. Like, there were 13 other R7s, people waiting to purchase an R7 before I was. But now this bike, I am so glad I got this. I'm glad I started on a 600cc, because now when I'm able to have my fun, I can rev it out, have my fun. And if you're that person that kind of wants a little bit of speed, I mean, this bike definitely got it. I would like to get on a beginner bike now with a little bit more riding experience that I have, and see if I can kind of push that bike to its limit. But at the end of the day, I think you should just buy one. Buy any motorcycle. Don't start on a leader bike. That one I will firmly hold on to. Don't start on a leader bike. But if you're going to go between a 300 to a 600cc motorcycle, I think they're fine. One just takes longer to learn on. But if you're patient, do it. If you're reckless, or if you just want to do wheelies and stuff like that, then I don't know. I would probably, for your own safety, suggest that you start on a 300. The 600 class is just a phenomenal class. Phenomenal class of motorcycles. And I don't think you really understand it until you get on one. Your learning experience is going to be different from someone else's. You're going to have some similarities, but everyone learns at a different pace. Some people learn really fast, and some people it takes a really long time. Even just take the freaking MSF course. How about that? See what you can do on a 250cc motorcycle first. If you're all jerking around and you're stalling the bike out a lot and everything, then I would say get yourself a 300 or 400cc motorcycle. If the MSF is a breeze, like the riding portion, if that part is a breeze for you, I don't want to say it, but I mean, you know, invest in your gear, get the experience. Start off small. Start off local roads. Don't try to hit twisties and lean as much as you can and try to drag knee and drag elbow. Find a parking lot, be a parking lot warrior, and just enjoy the fact that you have a motorcycle. You have something that other people don't have, and it looks beautiful and you enjoy it. If you can relate to any of the reasons why I started, or maybe you have a similar story to why you're getting into motorcycles, maybe have the same type of background, you know, you've been fixing up cars, driving stick shift cars your whole life, and you already know a clutch, so it's one less thing you have to think about, then cool. I hope you end up getting a badass motorcycle, something that looks sick, looks amazing, sounds good, you ride safely, and you have fun. I'm out of here. Like, comment. You know what? Saying like, comment, and subscribe doesn't make anyone like, comment, or subscribe. You know what makes them like, comment, or subscribe? If they relate to the video, if they like the video. Because guess what? If they like the video, then they'll like the video. If they have something to say, they'll comment. If they like the creator, they'll subscribe. So why even say like, comment, subscribe?